The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Hi, my name is Jacob, and this is my life story. My parents are originally from the Philippines, but when they were really young, they moved to Canada, and that's where they had me. I am the youngest of 3 siblings. I have 2 older sisters. This is my older sister Abigail. She's 4 years older than me. And this is my eldest sister. Her name is Nicole, and she's 6 years older. I can't remember most of my early childhood, so let's fast forward to elementary school. My elementary school life was fairly simple. It was go to school, go home, watch TV or play video games until dinner, then watch TV or play video games until it was time for bed. My family was very adamant on spending time with each other, whether it was gathering at our house for holidays, traveling, or even just going to see family on the weekends. I remember we used to always see our family friends and cousins on Saturday nights, and we just hang out and have fun well into the wee hours of the next day. At this time in my life, I would say that it was almost picture perfect. My sisters and I got along very well. We'd play together, spend time with each other, and rarely did we argue. And if we did, we'd end up apologizing and getting over it very quickly. I was also very close to my parents at this time, and I would love going out with them and spending time with them whenever possible. I can vividly remember those family Sundays. We'd go to church, then eat lunch at our favorite restaurant, before going to Dragon Center to buy the newest pirated movies and watching them until we all fell asleep. It was those memories I'll cherish forever. Those memories, however, they didn't last forever, so let's fast forward to high school and see what happened. In high school, I definitely have been through a lot of challenges that have affected me emotionally and mentally. And one of those main challenges being around October in my grade 9 year, my parents decided that it would be best if they split up. And this really hit close to home because of how family oriented we were, and it almost felt as though we were no longer a family, and it just really hit hard, and it was really a tough challenge for myself to overcome mentally. So as the split was going on, my sisters and I began to fight a lot more. We used to always be close, and we didn't really fight, but it got a lot worse when our parents decided to split up. And that relationship that me and my sisters once had kind of fell off when they went off to university, but it got even worse during the split up. There was non-stop fighting between us, and there was even times where we'd go weeks without talking to each other. This is probably the worst time in my life for it to happen, because as a teenager entering high school for the first time, it's it was a time where you're trying to find yourself and figure out who you really are. And with all this emotional strife, it wasn't really helping me figure that out, and in a sense I was kind of lost. And it did take me some time to adjust and get used to the situation that I was now in, but I guess over the years it kind of fell all into place and everything kind of worked itself out. And I think this was really evident when I hit grade 11, and we were just about to move out of our old house that we lived in our whole entire life because the split was official, and both my parents were gonna find new homes. So I guess at that point in my life, it was time for me to kind of grow up and get a hold of the situation and make the most of it. And I think I did a pretty good job of that, because now I'm in this position where I'm now closer to my parents than I was during the split, because during that time we lost a lot of our connection, and I didn't really like telling them things, and I was really to myself, I guess, and I wouldn't really talk to my family about issues. But nowadays I feel a little more comfortable talking to both my parents about different things. Now I'm not really comfortable telling them everything, but for the most part I can pretty much be honest with them, and we have that transparent relationship where I'm not lying to them and they're not lying to me. And I think my maturity level kind of grew at that time, because I had to grow up and understand that this always happens for a reason, and that God, gave me this challenge to overcome to make me a better person. I think over time, I got a lot more comfortable with talking about my situation with my family, and especially talking about it with other people. Because at first, it was really hard for me because it was such a sensitive topic. But I think over time, like, I've matured enough to gather my emotions, and I've become strong enough to tell my whole story. Because this story is what has made me me, and it's what has molded me and structured me into the person I am today. I think moving forward in my life, I will learn to forgive and to let go of my past and everything that has set me back, because time heals all wounds. I hope one day my sisters and I can get back to the relationship we once had, maybe even becoming closer than before. As for my future plans, well, I hope one day to run a successful sneaker reselling store with some friends, but I'm taking it day by day. No matter what happens, I know that God will guide me through it and take me down the path that I'm meant to go down. Well, that's all I have for now. That's my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's a lot more to come in the future, and although I'm not too sure about it, I'm excited to see what the future holds for myself. And like the great Dr. Seuss always says, today you are you. That's truer than true. No one is more youer than you. Thank you.